Thanks for stopping by the My Reader Minutes. To all that are new here, welcome. To all my new subscribers, thank you for joining me on my journey. Today I wanted to talk about the Jamaal Bryant podcast. Yes, today he dropped the interview with him and Ray J. Now, if you all have been listening to me or listened to some other YouTubers that have been talking about these outbursts that Ray J has been having, he's actually looked like he was spiraling, right? Because he didn't want whatever he was talking about in this interview with Pastor Jamaal Bryant to get released because he didn't know whether or not, people were coming to look for him, if people were, going to sue him or whatever, all this tea that he supposedly spilled in the interview. Well, now I'm starting to think more like that was just all a publicity stunt. I'm thinking maybe he just wanted to go viral. And maybe he did at the same time. But I really now think it was a publicity stunt for everybody to tune in to this interview to listen to him talk to Pastor Bryant. Now, I've listened to it. And for the first half of it, I feel like I'm walking in on a conversation that's already being, taking place. I can't really make heads or tails what Ray J is talking about. He's being very cryptic and he's using like what ifs and let's say hypothetical stories, and there's nothing that's real concrete. And I can't tell what he's talking about. I mean, only thing I got out of the first half was that he's being paid to be quiet about something. What could that be? We don't know. And that is really weighing on him because he wants his kids to be free and he wants to live in his truth. He doesn't want anything to come out about him after the fact to deter how his kids think about him, because he's been paid this buku types of money to keep things quiet. Now, what that is, I don't know. But this interview either is heavily edited and they're just cropped out parts that we probably need to know to even figure out what they're talking about, or it really wasn't that heavy at all as far as what he spoke about. He spoke about the Combs kids. I mean, nothing that we didn't already know. He talked about him going in on Nicki Minaj's live. He said he felt like that scene, he felt like he was in dominatrix and all that kind of stuff because of, I guess, how she was coming at him. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, this interview, maybe he wanted his Cat Williams moment, Cat Williams and Shay Shay moment, but he not going to get it with this interview. Now, mind you, Jamaal's podcast is not bad. I've watched other people that he's interviewed. Matter of fact, I loved when he interviewed Krishan Rock, right? But this here, I'm not gonna say don't go listen to it. Listen to it and tell me what you think. But he ain't said nothing. He hasn't said he hasn't said anything that we don't already know. Now, like I said before, the Krishan Rock interview, go back and find the Krishan Rock interview, her and Jamaal. That was so cute. I loved it. And this right here where Ray J, what can I say about Ray J? Ray J talked about his video that he made with Kim. Jamaal had asked him something like, how has that impacted your life, or how has it, over the years? And he's made up some story like it's a comedic side to it and then there's a dark side to it. He's like, the comedic side is that on camera everything is bigger than life, right? And you like look like you weigh 10 more pounds and and he said, and that's just for all parts of the body. So he was like, it's been a lot of disappointments, which I thought was really cute to spin that. If you have to talk about it, that's how I would talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But then he moves on from there, but I don't know where he's going with it. Like he doesn't really stay on Diddy very long. He talks about how he really was upset about the video that came out with him and Cassie and how that upset him. But all these other allegations, he's not, without any real proof, he's not even speaking on those because it's allegations, which rightly so. We don't know. We don't have any proof of any of that other stuff. We don't even have any other proof of the other stuff in Cassie's filing. Even though Cassie put it in her filing, how everything went during the time she was with Diddy, I am more inclined to believe her without any proof than anybody else because I feel like anybody else may be looking for a money grab. Not that Cassie ain't, but she is entitled to that money grab. She was with that ninja for over 10 years. He owes her plus. That's where I'm at with that. You know what I mean? Aside from that, though, this interview, I'm going to rate it. And based on all the shenanigans that led up to them dropping this video, I'm going to give it maybe a 4.5 because I wasn't really moved by anything he said. The only thing, I mean, he's a comedian though. He's kind of comedic. Like even with the whole, I think Pastor Jamal Bryant asked him, would he ever get married again? He said never. And he was like, "You gonna stay by yourself for the rest of your life?" And his thing is, yeah, I made vow to one person already. He said I already vowed to princess, and she decided she loved somebody else. I didn't know if I liked that. I think that was a little bit of shade because I feel like she left him because of him, not because she was into somebody else. But there's that. Um, but he was like, no. He said, I don't. He said, I just it's gonna be like it was in the beginning. My homegirls, we kick it, and that's it. You're my friend, right? And then he said, but I'm saving up. What did he call it? Did he say a nurse fund? I want to say he said a nurse fund. And every time he gets a check, he puts like $100 to $1,000 in there and just keeps adding to it where he can't touch it. And that's for his nurses when he gets old and can't do for himself. And I thought that was funny as hell, but not a bad idea at the same time. Because you really don't want to go into a facility where, somebody has to take care of you because they just there for a check and they do the bare minimum in those facilities. So you're best off bringing somebody in your home that's going to at least respect you in your home and do for you. At least that's what you want to do, and instead of going to the facility, I would love to stay in my home and have somebody come and take care of me. So I might start me a nurse fund, to be honest with you. But plus, whoever you're with is going to be up in age with you. They ain't going to be able to take care of you like that anyway, especially if you really ill or whatever, can't move, can't lift you up. You know what I'm saying? You get heavy. And, so it wasn't a bad idea, actually, I have to give him kudos on that. But other than that, the whole interview, maybe I'll give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I'll give it a 5 because I felt like he hyped it up to when you watch it, it's like y'all ain't really saying nothing on either side. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Y'all check it out for yourselves and let me know what you think. I expected a little bit more, but obviously that was the whole purpose. He did what he did. What he did was have us, there's drew traction to this video. So, and people were looking to see what he was talking about, but I don't think. And if he knows something, he's not going to tell it. Whatever he knows, He's not going to tell her. Yeah, so take a look. Go down to, it's only like 45 minutes interview. But yeah, I think that whole spiraling, act like somebody's after him, somebody's shooting him, because when based on what they showed, ain't nobody shooting him because of this. Like I said, either was heavily edited or whoever he was talking about as far as paying him to shut up, not saying nothing because it's weighing on his conscience. I don't know. Ray J's an actor as well. And a lot of times he sounds like he's acting. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave that there. Y'all, visit this podcast. I like Jamaal Bryant. Like I said, I've listened to a couple of things that he was on. I think my future wifey, the guy that does that podcast, interviewed him and Pastor Bryant and his new fiance. That was a good interview too. I like that. And I don't know if he came on his show, but I think they were on their podcast, actually, on his podcast. But so lately, he's been pretty interesting in, the different things that they've been uploading to their channel. But this from Ray J, I don't know, is Ray J looking to do something? Is he promoting a movie? Like, is he getting ready to come out with something? Because I'm not understanding why he's making the rounds. Usually when you make the rounds, you're promoting something. What's going on? Now, he didn't mention, and I have to say, he never even mentioned his news site. Now, I don't know how long ago he interviewed with Pastor Bryant, but he didn't bring it up not one time that I can remember. And I watched this twice because I'm thinking to myself, because I found myself drifting off like, I need to be listening because I didn't know what they were talking about because he was talking in like riddles and metaphors and hypotheticals. It's like, what? And then I had to rewind it. Like, okay, what is he talking about? Okay, he's talking about living in his truth, and he's not really living in his truth. And it was just real surface. Anyway, y'all check it out. Everyone be blessed. Please like, share, subscribe. Before you leave this building, hit the like button. Everyone be blessed. Peace.